Hello, everybody. We're live.
We're live. Hello, everybody. Hi, Renee.
Hello, Margot. How's it going?
I'm great. I'm doing great. How are you?
Good. I'm gonna go ahead and stop this slide. Just for those of you who don't know, we usually start with the slide so that that automatically becomes the preview image. And so we're gonna go ahead and yep. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah. Today
Oh, we're
is
here.
part
Yeah.
4 of the training. So today we're gonna well, supposedly the last day, but we have a little bonus for you. We'll talk about that in a minute. So if for those of you who are catching up, I see some people starting to log in. Usually it takes, let me change my camera a little bit. It takes a minute or so for people to start jumping in, but I see people on. I'm going to go ahead and start right away with the training. And if you're having watched the last 3 weeks before this, then I do recommend once we're done today to go back and watch if this is something you really want to do, which is launching your VIP coaching program in 2021. And today, we go back, bring the screen back, and we're gonna go ahead and start. Today is part 4, okay? And I'll tell you what part 4 means in a second. But before I tell you that, I'm gonna go over what I normally do. For those of you who are regulars, you already know. I'm gonna cover what it is to be a dream builder, which is our community. If you're part of a community, you are a dream builder. You're building your online dream business. That's gonna give you that dream lifestyle. So, what is it to be a dream builder? If you fit these qualifiers, that means we want you to be part of our tribe. We want to help you, want to grow with you, and this is what they are. First, you're passionate about both products and services that you provide and the people that you help. You do what you love. You actually want to teach your expertise. You are that expert, or you're becoming that expert in your field, and you want to help other people with that expertise. And so you're not just ripping off. Hey, I see Facebook user. I'm not sure what their name is, but if you're watching from the group, sometimes we don't get the names. Just say your name so I can call you out. And this is what I mean. Actually, I'm gonna show. Yep, I'm not sure who you are. So go ahead and type in your name. I'll so I know who you are. But hey, and nice going. Anyway, you're passionate. What this comes from is really years of watching the beginning of the internet. People selling products that they weren't really excited about. People things they find online and repackage. And we don't want people to be just disingenuous. We want you to really be who you are and be passionate about it. The next step is I'll keep moving my arrow. You want to create that online business that earns $10,000 of stable income. If this is a hobby for you, that's okay. But we're really looking for people who are really looking to spend time building their business to be at least 10,000 a month of stable income, and it's going to allow you to find that lifestyle and stop trading that time for money. Uh, you also want to build meaningful relationships. You actually want to connect with people. You want to be living a community. That's why we're 22 Social. Hello. Oh, Mayor says, yeah, she fixed her name on StreamYard. Good. That's good. That sounds great. So now I know who you are. Hey, you do want to build a community. You do want to connect with people. You don't want to be behind a black curtain and have nobody know you. You actually want to work on that. And we're not all extroverts by nature, but maybe you're working on being one if you're not naturally. I wasn't. I actually people don't believe me, but I'm a trained extrovert, believe it or not. So if you're more of an introvert, it can happen. And you're willing to put in the time and work. This is not something that we're not going to promise that you're going to become uh, ultra rich overnight. You can have quick income, and we're actually the training we're covering today can generate you quick income, but we do want you to be committed to putting time and work so that you can get to that dream impact, income, lifestyle, and fulfillment, long term success. So I wanted to cover those. Is that if that fits with you and you're not part of our group yet, I'll tell you in a few minutes how to actually join us. So I'll be covering that. But before we do that, we always go over this dream builder blueprint because um, it hasn't stopped being necessary because people still keep building their online business the wrong way, and we don't want that to happen. So we always go over these steps that we know are going to work. The first step is designing your dream lifestyle and business that's going to fund it. Come up with what is that dream that you're building, right? What's that lifestyle that you want, and what's the business that's going to fit, Right? We don't want you to end up having a business that's not going to fit the dream that you want to end up in. The next thing is deliver. Promise and commit to deliver some kind of results to an ideal client. We actually talked about the ideal client a couple of weeks back. You want to check out our training, you could do that. The next step is inviting. Once you have something to deliver, some kind of offer to deliver, then you start reaching out to and inviting trusting prospects that need results. Okay, so that's the next step. It's not running a massive campaign in marketing. It's actually getting some validation, getting your rolling up your sleeves and actually talking to people, getting some feedback, improving your offer that you're delivering, and then nurturing people, creating a system to nurture prospects and clients, to keep the clients, to get referrals, and to get new clients as well, doing it systematically. It's usually the things you've done in the invite step that you're systematizing now, your lead magnets, your free memberships, that type of thing, your newsletters, although we're not so much fans of those, but that's that sort of thing. The next step and the last step is the grow, which is your advanced campaigns. It could be running ads, it could be complex funnels, it could be adding new income streams. That doesn't happen till the very end. And then you work on all the steps. I mean, you're tweaking your dream all the time. You're tweaking your what you're delivering, how you're inviting people, your nurture strategy, your growth strategy. Those keep on getting tweaked all the time. So with that, just wanted to throw that out there. The next step is let's talk about the training. So we've had 2-3 weeks already, the end of the last year and the beginning of this year, on building that VIP coaching program. We talked about program structure on the 22nd. If you want to go back and listen to that, you can do that. We also talked about client transformation. Where, Bill, Bill's asking. Bill's, go ahead and message our Facebook page. Bill, and we'll help you out. So part one, program structure again. I keep getting distracted by comments, but program structure is on the December 22nd. You can go to our fan page and watch the replay. And then the client transformation. What does a client go through that you're promising that that's gonna happen for them? Where they're at now and where they're gonna be if they join your program. How to launch it, which is what we covered last week. And today is a free session strategy. And we will have a bonus. So that's content delivery model, how to deliver content, and so that you can nurture people and also satisfy your VIP coaching clients as well as your membership. So we're going to cover that. That's going to be next week. So I'm going to briefly go through some of, just to put some context for the people who weren't here last week. The personal coaching for the VIP coaching program, what's included? The idea is to cover 3 areas all in one program. You're going to include personal coaching, which could be 1 to 4 sessions per month. And the goal there is to identify the patterns or challenges that your clients have, right, in those one-on-one sessions, and then turn around and during the small group video calls, which is the next part you're going to include, could be 2 to 4 a month, utilize those patterns to develop some sort of training, give them training based on what you're seeing on the one-on-one calls. And the next is the membership or community, which we talked about how to launch this. I think it was last week, actually, whether you should include it with the VIP program or whether you should sell it off one by itself. But that's where you ask clients to share their homework in this group to start building community and growing that membership. That's really how I like to do things. I'd rather build that membership first with the VIP program and then sell it off by itself eventually. So those are the 3 parts of the structure. Again, go back and watch the very first part 1 that we did, and it'll make a lot more sense. But I wanted to give that to you to put some context into this. And so with that, I'm going to cover the free session strategy. This is something that I did not make up. I want to give that disclaimer. This is something that the industry has been using for a long time, and it still works. So if you have everything else in place, this should work for you. If it's not working for you, then that means you just got to keep working on it, get better at the whole strategy. But I'm going to cover the overall picture of what this needs to look like. And the idea really, I mean, before I even go there, the idea really is you're going to give people a free strategy session with you, and you're going to provide some value. And after that session, you're going to offer them to join your VIP program. So it's not going to be a sales call. It's going to be you actually giving them a taste of what you do on a one-on-one session. and then making them that offer if it makes sense. It may not make sense. You may say, hey, you know what? I don't think this person's ready to work with me. They're too much of a newbie, or they're too far ahead and it's not, my program's not meant for them. And that's okay. But this is for you to figure out uh, whether you want to work with them, and for them to know and get to know you and trust you and say, yeah, I want more of what I just got. That's really the goal of that strategy session. So you're going to invite people to this session. So positioning, that's a very before, what happens before the session. Some things to keep in mind is the session is a gift with real value. It's not a sales call, which is what I was talking about earlier. So you're actually going to go, I call it show your magic, uh, meaning they're going to see you actually help them solve a small problem. Maybe it's figure out what problems they need to address. Maybe that's that's your magic. Maybe it's actually going through one thing specifically that they're struggling with. That's your opportunity for them to say, hey, you know what? I love how this person helped me, and I want more of that. Now, also, as much as you may be tempted to do initially to offer this to a bunch of people, I want you to use a calendar system and limit only a few people a week or a few people a month, because you want people to value it. If you just say, hey, you know what, if 100 people want to talk to me this week, I'll take all of 100. I would not do that. I would limit it, because I don't want people not to value your session. This is not something you're just giving away because there's no value. It's something that you're really gifting them, because you will spend the time with them. So it should be only for a select few, and they should be pre-qualified before the session. So there's a few ways to do this. I would actually create one video at the very minimum where you're explaining your offer, where you're explaining, hey, this is what I'm all about, a little bit about your story. Which, you know what, I think I'm going to cover more of that in the content model, but in the bonus. But and you're saying, hey, and by the way, I'm launching a new program, but I'm looking for people who are a right fit, because I want people to succeed in my program. So I want to qualify you, and I want you to qualify me. If you're ready to test things out and see if it works out for both of us, if it's a good match, then jump in and schedule a session. But before you schedule a session, they need to be pre-qualified. So you don't lead them to your calendar, you lead them to an application. They got to fill out a form. And then it's not what's their name and email, that's already obvious, but you got to learn something about them before that call, so that you're better prepared for that call and they're better prepared for that call. So how do you come up with what questions to ask in that one-on-one, that form? If you go back a few weeks back, I covered how to learn more about your client, your ideal client. I talked about journeys quite a bit, actually, and the progress that they're going to make, that transformation they're going to make, and how to understand what part of the market you're serving. And I talked about measuring journeys, measuring where they're at in different aspects of their business or their personal life. And so you got to come up with, what am I going to measure? What do I want to measure to get to know them better before they're on a call with me? And I'm giving you some examples on the screen that may or may not apply to you, but these are the things to pick up from. And then based on those, you're going to come up with questions that are qualifier questions. And I'll give you a few examples of these. Like the first question, everybody or most people include a question like this. You want to know, are they coachable or not? So this is a sample question you want to put in that form. And it goes, how willing are you to apply what you will learn in coaching to your situation? If you don't call yourself a coach, if you call yourself a consultant, whatever word you want to use in there. But that's an example of measuring the coachability. And the first one, the way these are structured, 2 and 3 should be people you do want to work with. And number 1 and number 4 should be people you don't want to work with, because they're outside of the spectrum that you decided makes sense for you. One could say, I know that I'm reading number 1. I know that I'm doing all I can already. There's nothing more I can do. Hello, they're not coachable, right? Probably not someone you want to work with. Unless you want to work with someone who's resistant and that's your focus, and that's different. But I'm assuming for this example, 2 and 3 are the best choices. Someone that says, I'm willing to try anything if I believe it will shorten this pain. Therapy is not getting the job done. This was a life coach, I believe, that I pulled this example from, not getting the job done for me fast enough. Or 3, I've run out of ideas and I'm exhausted. I need someone to tell me exactly what to do. I need all the help I can get. So 3 is a little more ready. So somewhere between 2 and 3 are your ideal client. Number 4 is an example of someone that's too far on the other side of the spectrum. I realize that personal coaching is much faster, but I'm more comfortable with my therapist, counselor that I've been working with for years. Yes, so they are coachable, number 4, but they're so coachable that they already have a coach and they're happy with them, which is their therapist or counselor. So number 4 is a disqualifier. So you want to frame your questions in this way so that people can easily identify themselves. The other one is that's common is affordability. And affordability is you don't want to say, hey, do you have $1,000 a month to spend with me on coaching? That's not the way you ask it. You ask if they're ready. Usually, depending on what market you're after, most people can afford. If they have the problem, most people can afford your coaching. It's not about affordability. It's if their mindset is in the right place, right? So that's what you really want to figure out. If they really want to work with you, they can restructure some of the other expenses and figure out how to work with you. So it's not really an issue of affordability in at least in most markets, or in some markets, but another example, what are you willing to do to improve your situation? How do you plan on improving your situation? Option 1, I'm broken beyond repair. I don't believe I'm worth the effort. You're hoping nobody answers 1, but if they do, that's a red flag. I feel really stuck, but I know that there has to be a way out, and I'm willing to invest in myself to find out. So they're willing to invest. That's affordability. Again, it's a mindset thing. It's not really not having the money. It's really the mindset. I need to find a way out, not only for me, but for my children and everyone around me. I think this is a lifestyle coach for women, but I know I'm worth investing my time and energy in getting myself back on track. Time and energy. Usually I add the word resources in there, and resources is clue for money, which is what you want to see if they're ready to invest in themselves. My life is falling apart, and I know it's up to me to fix it, but I don't have any time or resources right now to change it. So if they answer 1 and 4, that's probably not someone who you want to talk to. So if they've answered a lot of 1s and 4s in that questionnaire, then you it's okay for you to message and say, hey, I'm not sure it's the right place for us to meet right now. You might try XYZ. So these are 2 examples. I recommend having 5 or 6 questions like these in the qualifier form before you actually get on the call with them one-on-one. I can think about it. If somebody answers number 3, because that's the one that makes sense, not only are they a good candidate, but they're telling themselves while filling this out, hey, I need to be ready to invest my time, energy, and I would add resources to that in getting back on track or resolving my pain. They're already programming themselves that it's what they need to be doing to solve their problem. So it not only is it you learning about them, it's also them getting in the right mindset. So definitely before you meet with them, again, a video inviting them, making sure they know that this is a limited time gift, qualifying them with this form, and then you can send them over to a calendar to book an appointment with you. So during this session, okay, they already fill out the form. They booked the call with you. What do you do in the session? I talked about this earlier. It's very important that this is a real session. This is not simply a sales call. You got to show your magic. Give them a small win. Solve a small problem. Helping them understand their problem and what needs to be resolved or the steps that they need to take. That's already a small win. It's a major win, actually. But if you don't have this step, you will get a no when you offer them your coaching because they haven't seen your magic. It's a two-way street. I think I told you this before. They have to like you and how you help them, and you have to like them and let them know that. So, and you could tell them that at the beginning and say, hey, look, this is just a way for us to get to know each other. I want you to see how I can help you. And if you like what I do, we could talk about working together. And also I got to make sure that it's a right fit. I wouldn't want you to waste your time if it's not a right fit. So they got to know it's a two-way street. It's got to be a mutual thing, right? And when you do realize that, hey, I do like this person, I think we're a right fit. I think I can really make a difference for them. Let them know that this is why I think we're a good fit. I think you're motivated. I think you're ready. I think you're ready for a change. I think you're hardworking. I think It seems like you're whatever it is, right? What made them a good candidate? Let them know that, because that will also help you with the close. There's so much I could probably do 10 hours on this one session and ideas, but just want to give you the gist of it. One thing that always gets people here is whenever you hear the objection, I would say most objections really are not objections about you. If they say, hey, I got to talk to my husband, I got to talk to my wife, or let me think about it, or send me some material, or blah, blah, blah. All the objections they normally give you, assuming it's a right fit, right? Assuming the first two have happened and both you've shown what you could do and they are a good fit for you, you like them to like you, then most times you get a bunch of made up objections that are not the real thing because they don't believe in themselves. It's not about you. If you're selling a VIP fitness coaching program, it may not be about them not believing you can help them. It may be they may not believe they got it in them to actually follow through. They may think, no, you know what, I really can't. I'm not sure if I'm ready to follow a workout program or to follow a nutrition program. And I think I'm going to fail. So they're not questioning your expertise. They're questioning themselves. Most times that's where objections are coming from. It's not they need to see more stuff or they need to, no, that's all. It's not. It's just something they're making up to get for a chicken exit. It's they really don't believe in themselves. So if you really detect that, if you get that feeling from them, ask them: Is that? Do you think you can pull this off? You think you can follow through with the program that I'm talking about? Well, yeah, but I'm not sure actually. It's a lot of work. You got to work with them and see where does that come from. And I know you're not a therapist and you're not a life coach unless you are, then that's different. But hey, you got to do a little bit of that because if they believe in themselves, then they'll work with you and you'll help them and they'll have a win and they'll see a transformation working with you and it's all good. But if they don't believe in themselves, they're not going to move forward. Let me see if some other tips. Okay. I think I have a spell. That actually phrase doesn't make sense, but and explain it. So a lot of the times charging is not really related to what your value is. A lot of the times if the market dictates, hey, this is a coaching program that should be $1,000 a month, and the market's used to that, a lot of the times you may be uncomfortable charging that, but it's not about the value not being there. It's about you not feeling comfortable with who you are and you having self-doubt. One way to resolve that is to start a little low. I mean, if your program's $1,000 a month with your one-on-one coaching, the group, the membership, and all that, what are the amount of 500, 2,000, whatever it is, right? Don't be afraid to start too low and say, hey, you know what? I'm going to give you a deal. You're an early bird or whatever. You're part of the founding group. I'm going to give it to you at $800 a month. It's okay to do that. You might be more comfortable at 800, but you get the close. And guess what? The next person you're on the phone with, you can say, hey, by the way, and if you join, you're also going to join Mary or Joanne that also, and a little bit about them. And they're going to be part of your group. I think you guys are going to click well together. It'll give you more confidence. So maybe by the next call, you'll charge full rate. So it's okay to start a little. I would not do this too often, but if you feel you need that to build up your confidence, then that's okay. The other point is if you have a suspect, what's a suspect? Someone you suspect may like you or you may like them, and you're afraid that, hey, look, if I ask for the close right now, I'm gonna get a no. Book a second session. Okay, and let me give you this right now. This is something most people who are really good in sales will tell me, Renee, you're crazy. Don't do this. And they're right. Because if you're really good in sales and you're really good at closing, you should not need a second session. But if you don't like selling and you're fairly new at it, it's okay to have a handicap and take one more session. If you say, hey, look, looks like we're working well together. I really want to make sure we're a right fit. Assign them some homework and say, can you work on this part of what we talked about? Let's meet again and we'll talk about how we'll keep working together. It's okay to do that. If that relieves your stress and frustration and anxiety about getting a no, by all means, Do some of that, especially when you're brand new. It's okay. Guess what? The more magic they see from you, the more likely they're going to say yes anyhow. So it's better that they get another session than than you getting a no because you're a little uncomfortable. And yes, sessions are inefficient. So they're the most inefficient way to sell a program. When you've been around the block a few times and you've had a lot of programs sold and a lot of case studies and a lot of stories, then you will sell this a different way. And you're going to have a webinar or you're going to have some sort of complex funnel to sell this. But right now, you are the best at selling your program. No funnel is as good as you. The only problem with that is that, hey, it is going to take a few people, one or two or three people to actually get a yes. So it's not the most efficient way to do it, but it is the best way to do it, especially when you're starting out. So something to keep in mind if you feel like, oh, I don't know if I want to do this. You're going to do this, especially if it's your first or second program. And eventually, with more case studies, you're going to get some referrals. You're going to get people coming back and renewing with your program. It's going to get easier, and you won't have to do any of this, or just a few of these, and it'll get much easier. So it's something to keep in mind for sure. So that's just some tips on how this free strategy program works. And for now, the next thing, training agenda real quick. Just a reminder, we just had the free strategy session, and I'm going to have some bonus content delivery model next week. That'll be your bonus. And unless I come up with another bonus, that's going to be it. And we'll move on to something else. But for now, that's what we got programmed for next week. Again, if you haven't seen all this, I would go through watch part 1, 2, and 3, and 4. We are going to have a document with these summarized clips, so that's just the training part of it, and you don't see all the other stuff that gets repeated. But for now, you could more than you could easily go back and watch the others and just fast forward the intros and all that to make it more efficient with you. But for now, I'll see you guys on the next training, which is next week. But before we move forward, I'm gonna tell you again, even though I'm training, some of you who are regulars may not already know this, but if you're brand new watching us or watching a replay, we're not a training company. We've just been around the block for about 10 years in the online space, and we want to see you win, because if you win, we win, and your clients win. So that's why we're giving you so much strategy. But I'm going to tell you the software that we use and our clients have used, which is 22 Social, and how that all works. That's what's coming up next. So it all starts with a free Facebook page. It's really easily the best marketing system out there, especially for free. It's easy to set up and manage and customize. What's great, though, with 20 Social, you can actually add these custom apps that you can connect to this fan page, which just how you see on the screen. You could literally plaster your Facebook page with links to a page, and those pages can be a way to restrict content in 3 ways. The first way is a free lead generation, which you're going to give some sort of free download, free video, whether or not registration, a contest, or a sweepstakes. And we're going to show an example of one in a few minutes, which is ours, by the way. Or a one-time payment. You may sell a one-time, this VIP coaching program could be a one-time fee, masterclass, online course, or an ebook. And the most popular, some sort of recurring payment, which could be a membership subscription, which maybe you set up your VIP coaching program that way, where it's more of a recurring program. And we talked about that actually in, I think it's the last training. Yes, how to do that. So as a recurring program, that may be another way you do that. You do that as well. So how the system works, they all come with a link. Every app that you create comes with a link. When you share it, it generates a preview image and text that you can edit. And then somebody clicks on that, they'll see the sales page, what we call the gate, where you're going to pitch them on why they should sign up, whether it's a free or paid program. And when they click on that, we'll pick up their Facebook profile, and we'll ask them to confirm their email address and agree to the terms so that we're compliant. And once they've done that, if there's a payment, they'll be sent to pay right at this moment. If not, if it's a free app, then they'll they'll have access to what we call the main content, which is what you promise, which is either that free download or that program or that membership or whatever it is that you're actually selling. And you will have access to the profile, their name and their email, and you could easily see that in what we call the SRM or Social Relationships Manager, which lists all the registrations that you've gotten. And if it is a paid program, you'll have a link to either their PayPal or Stripe uh, uh, links so that you can manage their payments as well there. But we sync those up with our system as well. And here's what most people do. In fact, include a Facebook group. So if you do have a Facebook group, you shouldn't be using anything else to run a paid membership. If you have a Facebook group, I'll tell you flat out, I have no fear in saying that, because we make it so easy to manage that access to that group. One of the biggest challenges is where people who don't know the easy way to do this, which is using our system, is they'll run some sort of payment system where someone will sign up and they may sign up. Their Facebook account may be Joanne Smith on Facebook, but they paid through their husband's credit card or whatever, and it shows up as Mark Smith on PayPal or their company name, and they have a hard time cross matching what their name is in their payment system with what the name is on Facebook, and they don't know if should I let them in the group or should I not let them in, and it's a big mess. But with Twin Social Connect, we actually built a Chrome extension that color codes the names of people right inside the group based on their payment status. So it's pretty easy right inside Facebook. Yes, those are screenshots right from a Facebook group to know, should I let this person in or should I tell them, hey, no, you got to go register first? Or if a payment expired, I need to remove that person or remind them to re-sign up. So it's pretty easy to do that right inside Facebook. You can go back and check the SRM for their payment status, but it's a lot easier to do right inside the group, and there's no issue with names or anything like that. So that's our system. And right now we're actually, that's the last. I keep forgetting about this slide. Sorry, guys. This is what we this is what we want to see happen for you on a regular basis, which is you getting a notification saying, hey, there's another payment coming through either from PayPal or Stripe, letting you know that, hey, there's a new member that's paying you on a monthly basis, or there's a recurring member that's stayed on board that's paying you. And that's really the lifestyle. You seeing those. I want you to be annoyed by so many notifications of payments that you're getting, but ultimately that's good news. And this is Will Irish. He's been a long-time client, and we have a bunch more that this is happening for, and we want this to happen for you. So if you want to become a dream builder, we talked about the free access, right? This is an example of that. So if you want to see the system working, I'm going to give you a link for you to test this out and become our Dream Builder, join our tribe. We include a free weekly training, which you're watching right now, 3 p.m. Pacific, 6 o'clock Eastern, where, again, we're not a training company, we're a software company, but we want to give you those strategies, because if you win, we win, and so do your customers, so everyone's happy. But if by signing up, here's the perks that you get: extended trial of the software, a crash course of the steps, the blueprint steps I went through in the beginning, the access to the community. If you have any help with the software or any concepts that we train on, you're more than welcome to ask. We would be glad to help you. Weekly sweepstake prices. We're going to announce the winner in a few minutes. And if you're ready to become a dream builder, you could just go to 22us.com/stream and sign up there. And we'll show you what we're going to actually announce the winner. But what's great about this link, not only are you becoming a member of our tribe, and we're going to help you throughout the process, but also you're seeing how the system works firsthand, so you know what your customers are gonna view when they use their system. And with that, one last thing, I think there's a couple more things. I think we do have a Dream Builders bundle. So if you're ready to really take off with this, we do have training, not the crash course, but a full-on course where we go through all the steps from dream, deliver, invite, nurture, and grow in more extensive way. So this bundle includes that course and 1 year of the software that you can use with up to 3 Facebook pages or businesses. So if you're ready to grow, that's probably the best deal in terms of getting both. Really, the course comes at a bonus and also some savings for signing up for both. There's more information at 22s.com/stream. That's where you can sign up for the best price we got to offer. And then we have, I think this, yeah, we do. We have a winner. And our winner is...
And this week's winner is Alex Myers. Congratulations, you won the 20 Social Dream Builder Bundle. Congratulations.
Congrats, Alex. You're from Austin, Texas. I'm actually in Texas right now. I'll be back in California in February for good, I think. But you're pretty close. Don't think we've met, but feel free to message your Facebook page to for us to activate that free account and to give you access to the Dream Builder Blueprint course. If you guys want to win, all you got to do is become a Dream Builder and refer some friends for more chances to win. And that's pretty much it. Well, looking forward to seeing what Alex creates with his prize. And again, just a reminder to become a Dream Builder, 22s.com/stream, and the perks for signing up. We'll see you guys next week, but I'm actually gonna hold on. Stop sharing our screen. Just wanted to say bye. Oh, my fingers look weird. They look green when I. But anyway, yeah. So we'll see you guys next week for that bonus, and then we'll see what happens after that. But I guess see you.
Bye.